The stock of the day is Collins Food. So Collins Food is expanding its European footprint, saying it will acquire 8 KFC restaurants in Germany and Bavaria, a market the company has identified as a key long-term growth opportunity. Separately, Collins has also secured a revised franchise agreement in the Netherlands with Yum Brands, extending the partnership through to the end of 2029. Analysts say that the German acquisition is a positive step for the business. The broker has maintained its buy rating on Collins Food, kept its price target at $12.85. Henry Jennings from Marcus Today. Would you buy, hold, or sell Collins Food today, keeping in mind the share price appreciation we're already seeing on the boards?
Did someone say KFC? I guess at the end of the day, I mean, this is a good deal, and it shows, I guess, compare and contrast with Domino's, which has been falling like a domino, whereas Collins Foods with KFC has been doing far, far better. There's only a very small short position in Collins Foods, and clearly expanding into Bavaria. 8 new KFC restaurants is positive. The market is certainly taking it as a positive and pushing it back up. And also we've had a trading update as well. Same store sales rising 5.1% over the past 14 weeks from 2.3% earlier. And we are in footy season, so that's good news as well for the bucket of KFC to sit around for people to nosh on. So I think, you know, these kind of prices, it's probably done its dash. I'm not sure I'd be chasing it any further than the current rise. It's up 7% today, maybe $11 is probably the top of it, so maybe there's a little bit more headroom, but it certainly bounced off that low at $9. I would imagine that the broker comments were going to be positive, and it will probably go sideways to grinding up, but there are obviously headwinds generally in the market, so that will affect it as well. You know, it's not immune, but a good reaction, a good deal, good trading update, and clearly it's showing that the KFC brand and the KFC franchise model is in a far better place than, say, Domino's, which has struggled, especially struggled overseas in France and Japan. So certainly out of the two, you'd much rather be long Collins Foods. I think that's a given.
So it's a hold?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get a view from Mark Gardner, MPC Markets.
Yeah, it's not quite, you know, shut up and take my money, as the quote goes. But I mean, look, everything's positive, as Henry said. It's doing all the right things. It's expanding into a market which, you know, a long history of liking fried foods, schnitzel, and things. And it's it's a wealthy, fairly unpenetrated market for those chain stores as well. So, and that is, from what the company's update was we'll probably try to expand to somewhere around the 40 mark in stores as well. So if it does go well, and I think the Taco Bell exit simplifies the business as well. I'm not a massive fan of, you know, these geopolitical situations. You know, the Ukraine was an example where, you know, that's the food bowl of Europe, etc. We had lettuce shortages here in Australia and things like that. I'm not a massive fan of businesses that can't really necessarily control their margins. But, you know, this one really, I'd agree with Henry. It's a hold, but it's maybe a buy on dip because everything is pretty positive, but it's not the sort of company that's going to rally 30 or 40% and get away from you. And particularly with what's going on broader index-wise at the moment, if inflation starts to go up, all of a sudden oil prices is going to kick through the entire supply chain. That's going to compress their margins. So I think you'll probably get a better opportunity sometime in the next month or so to get in. But I dare say there'll be broker upgrades, etc. And I think if you took out external forces, you know, I think they'd be more than justified in the, you know, those $12 plus price targets. But I think you will get it cheaper in the near term.
All right, so that is Collins Food, a solid hold, finger looking good for both of my guests.